Marrington Plantation, Charleston, South Carolina. Here we go. All right, I'm set up. It's gonna be a little bit of a night ride. So I brought my light. I'm a little dehydrated from last night's debauchery. But this ride should take about, for me, an hour and 20 minutes. All the way through with a couple of shortcuts. I brought extra batteries for the GoPro. Hopefully it'll work itself out. I started at 76% on this battery, so we'll see. I'm guessing I'll get 30 minutes out of it. My helmet is so loose, no matter what I do to try to fix it. So this is probably the most popular trail that's good in the Charleston area, South Carolina. It's anywhere from 12 miles to 14 on the usual paths, but there's extras that you can get at least 22, 23 miles on one giant loop, basically. And there's only one part. Wasn't in the mood to get wet yet. There's only one part that's like cement, so not bad. And the cement only lasts about a mile. Lots of little spin-offs, like extras within this. A couple of places for jumps. Hikers, joggers, military are all on here using it. Technically, you're supposed to get a pass from the visitor center because this is Department of Defense property. I believe it's Air Force, but it's not really heavily guarded because it's more of the Air Force's campground anyways. Oh God, I slowed down for the water and this is the payback I get. Anyways, it's not that guarded because I think it's more of a campground for the military. And as you can see here, I'm coming up to a public sidewalk from the trail. So it's really not guarded. That being said, you should do the right thing and get the pass. Costs $10 and it does not happen instantly. So if you're planning on riding the same day, you're out of luck. You can also park right inside the gate. It's not a gate where there's a guard or anything, it's just a fence. You can park there, don't worry. You can go both directions. What's cool about this place is they have what they call a BMX track too, which is basically just a bunch of jumps. It's pretty awesome. I need to spend more time there and practice. But I've been nursing my knee, so I've been kind of taking it easy. Most of the course is super flat, so you don't need a monster bike. Some of it's pretty rooty, but nothing compared to Pisgah. That's for sure. Time for some water. Now jumping back on the trail, it's pretty easy but the first time you might miss it, so if you make it to the next entry to the base or whatever, you went too far. So that probably wasn't, I said a mile, but I think it's more like maybe a half a mile on cement. I guess a good reference would be this green sign called Bushy Park. That's where you want to turn back in. Again, you'll never miss it after the first time, but you don't want to go too far and get to that gate. No horses allowed. So there's no horse poop on this trail. Always a blessing in disguise. Whew. I like this little spot, but I'm not gonna go over the jumps probably today. Just ride over it. Ugh. Boy, I need practice. It's so annoying to have my helmet flop over my head like that. Time for a new one, I suppose. This sport's getting expensive. Going right through it. Ah, get wet, why don't you? All right, I will. I thought about making a channel where I just talk about my thoughts without talking about biking, because I'm not an expert biker, mountain biker, trail hiker, none of those things. I just get out and do it. For a guy that's never done it, it's a little intimidating. People that have been doing it for their whole lives, it's second nature. So it's like, don't feel bad if you don't know something, just go do it anyways. But yeah, I thought about reflecting on thoughts like about life, not like super philosophical, but it's hard to find alone time to kind of talk to yourself and without feeling like an idiot. But I feel like at nighttime or this time when there's no other bikers, it's the time to do it. Like, I guess my channel could be, and again, I'm morphing this into something over time, not even close to worrying about it yet. Learning the equipment, things like that. Oh, I think I'm gonna get yelled at by the trail gods today. I'm guessing I wasn't supposed to ride today. I apologize to the trail gods. I seriously don't really do that on purpose to go out after it rains. I kind of just forgot when it rained last or how much it rained. Back on track, the philosophy of self-progression, doing better in life every day, one small bit at a time. How do you do that mentally? How do you get over it? How do you overcome your problems? Because I certainly have a lot of problems. And I would say that biking helps me get through some of them. All right, I'll start with the fact that there's a couple of things. I was trying to mess with some website stuff, blogging, didn't really get very far. But there's a subreddit called Just Start, and It's all about like, stop talking and just do it. Oh, I'm afraid my writing skills suck, or I'm afraid nobody's gonna like my content. The whole point of that sub is, who cares? Starting is better than not starting. And you get better over time, you know? Who goes back to, well, besides maybe me, who goes back to Lex Friedman's first podcast and say, hey, I want to go check it out, and if it sucks, I'm never gonna listen to the other 400 he's done. No, his last 300 podcasts were amazing. You know, Lex Friedman, to be honest, I call it he stole my idea, but he really didn't, because I don't know him, he doesn't know me. But I wanted to interview successful people, mostly in the science and technology fields, physics, chemistry, data science, computer science. That's what I wanted to do. And guess what? I didn't just start, and he did, right? But I find that stuff fascinating. And he's got the right credentials, though. You know, I didn't go to MIT, but it doesn't matter, though. Like, don't let that stop you. Because I do a lot of tutorials online, and people love them. I'm not a computer scientist. People still love my computer science tutorials. Wow, look at that drip. Sweat. Okay, put the light on, switch batteries out. Quick little break. About halfway there. All right. I'll tell you what, those mosquitoes are vicious right now. So if you do stop, be quick. They don't seem to get you when you're riding. I mean, being so sweaty, those mosquitoes just love you. Another thing to watch out for here is hunting season. They do open this up for hunting during certain morning hours, I think. Basically, sometimes you can't ride till 9 a.m. because in the early morning is when they hunt. But that's only during the hunting season. Whatever that season is, I have no idea. Oh, I am pooped. Nope, I didn't quite make it. I'm out of shape. Oh yeah, my old lungs. I need to get on some real mountains, get on some lung busters and practice. Damn, today is rough. Because I had a few too many beers last night. That's another thing. Think about the future when you're doing stuff like that. How are you supposed to ride on a hangover so well? I'm gonna try to wake up at 9 or 8 in the morning for a 9 o'clock gym time. We'll see. Water. All right. All right, so this is yellow drops. A couple of drops, no more than 3 feet at the most. Most of them are probably 2 feet. Then one of them might be 3. I normally take that route, but I also know that at the bottom, there's huge puddles of water after it rains. So I didn't want to mess with that. It connects right back up to this trail anyways. Not to mention I'm just super tired. Just kind of taking it easy. Hopefully I can finish strong. Normally you're like, oh, I earned that downhill from all that climbing at a regular mountain. Here it's just more like, I earned. But anyways, going back to the life thing, just start. It doesn't just have to be with blogs. It could happen with mountain biking. In the mountain biking community, you get folks that are like uppity, rich, blah, blah, blah. You have those, you find them somewhere, but to be honest, not often. Instead, you find the hardcore guys like, hey, I bought my bike to ride. If it gets a scratch, it gets a scratch. I bought it to ride and beat up. Yeah, it's a $6,000 setup, but they got it to ride. Those are the guys you need to follow. Not the ones that are like, oh, I don't want to do that jump, or I could scratch something. Well, then what the hell did you buy a mountain bike for if you're not going to use it? Anyways, just starting out is going to be rough. You won't be able to do, 12 miles in an hour and a half on these relatively flat trails. So what? Take 2 hours, take 10 breaks, and just get on it. Right? So more about this trail is it's nice because there is an active group that rides this trail a lot. So you'll see the same people a lot. And then they also have group rides. During most of the season, it's Sunday at 2 p.m. meet up at the fence. I think during the hottest months of the summer, they start going in the mornings early. Don't quote me on the time though, I have no idea. I haven't done a group ride in a while, but I think I'm ready to. I like the community. First of all, they're so helpful and nobody gets left behind. You'll see terms like, I think it's like no left behind, or basically it's a joy ride, it's a fun ride. Now there'll be a few folks that'll be up front that'll kind of kick ass and go fast, but then they stop and take a break and let everybody catch up. But there's also a guy in the back that's a seasoned trail rider that won't let anybody go behind him. I'm too tired. No, go ahead of me. They'll be like, no, just keep going. I'm good back here. In other words, they don't let anyone behind. I'm glad I came out. I was craving some bike riding today. Water time, baby. Oh, word of caution. This is very family friendly. However, they are definitely alligators in the waters here. And they will get up on the trail sometimes. I'm gonna see if my GoPro's still good. I'll check when I get in the shade. I thought I might not need my light if I go fast enough. We'll see. I'm only about 20 minutes in though. Another hour of riding, almost. There are some shortcuts that'll confuse you. Well, it'll confuse me. I forgot today's Saturday. It's good that this distracts you from doing other things. Part of that whole life lesson thing is it's a competition out there. And if you're not exercising, getting healthy, eating healthy, drinking less, all the competition is going to beat you if that's what you're looking for. Happiness is number one, but some people find joy in competition, and I kind of do. I'm wise enough and self-confident enough to not care if people are more advanced, right? Oh, sorry, I'm not a doctor. I should have been a doctor. It's not that way. I'm glad for them. I'm glad they did it. But in my own little sphere, my own little bubble, where can I be? Where do I want to be in relationship to, well, ultimately in relationship to myself, but to my peers? It's a good metric to look at. It's to say, but if this takes an hour and a half, plus a 30-minute drive to get here, 30-minute drive back, shower time, you know, that's like 2.5 hours I'm not out boozing or sitting on a couch. But guess what? Right after this ride, I've earned whatever I want to do. I've earned it. Yeah, it's not super productive to indulge in all that. 3-day weekend, Saturday, I'm gonna probably indulge. But you know what? It's after I rode. Nice try, brain. Nice try. Oh, trust me, I wanted to crack open a beer and start organizing my apartment. I knew that would lead to more beer, organizing just a little bit, and then going out. And I am going to do those things. But after this ride, possibly the gym after this. Because remember, in your head, just think about the competition. You're doing this because it's a game. And you know what? You're gonna win that game if you play it. Battery check. Still good. I never worry about my microphone battery. That seems to last forever. Oh, I love my microphone though. Even though I don't even use it to its full potential. It's a DJI wireless mic system. Oh my God, it's so good. Enough of that though. So my other bike, it's about a $600 bike when I bought it. so it's not amazing or anything. The derailleur broke. I'm like, oh shoot. Well, I wanted to make it into a single speed, so why don't I take this opportunity to try to do that? Well, I bought a group set from Shimano, $174, so probably not expensive and not the cheapest version. But what I didn't realize, it doesn't come with the front crank. So I gotta figure that out. Like, do I need to buy a new front crank? Because I'm going from a 2x8 to a 1x11. I guess the question is, how do I get the one part of the 1x figured out? Do I just go buy another 1x and it'll fit? Oh, I've got a lot to learn. One step at a time though. It will also be extra nice to have an extra bike just in case one's in the shop. I'm gonna probably use that other bike for around town more and make it like a beater bike. Then again, I thought about buying a cheap $100 single speed bike for downtown. If it gets stolen, it gets stolen. And keeping my other bike as a backup. Because it's hard to find people to ride with sometimes, unless you have two bikes. All right, I'm gonna do a battery check in a second. Still good. My lungs don't feel the best, but I still feel pretty good. There's like a cancer ride thing. I'm supposed to ride 150 miles in the month of September. I'm a little behind, I would say. But I might be able to play catch up if I do some street riding. I do ride the bike around town, but I don't count that ever. Like, I don't log it or anything. It's not long enough to care about. One tip for any new riders out there is to not lean on your wrist so hard when you don't need to, because your wrist will start going numb, start hurting. Just relax a little bit. Be ready, but relax. I don't need to put all that weight on them for an hour and a half to get my fingers numb. Even if you have a cheap bike, new pedals and shoes that are meant for pedals are a game changer. They just grip so good. A chance to relax a little. I'm going at a slow pace. But guess what? It has my own pace. It is kind of relaxing. I know I did a lot of talking, but in between, I try to do a little bit of thinking. This is where it connects. Anyways, about this point I look forward to the BMX track because it's my indicator that says Oh, you're kind of close. We're gonna shave off, I think, 1.6 miles by taking a blue trail, skipping part of this trail. It's called the Amazon. Just because I'm beat. Normally I really look forward to these rides. Today it was kind of a struggle to push myself to do it. I think mountains are more fun. But you gotta get something in or you lose it all. I like that it's not busy. Those group rides range from probably 6 people to 20, I'd say. I bet you on average there's about 12 people that show up, and there's been times where there's been probably 30. I've only been to maybe 4 of them, and that's been kind of the case in those 4 tries. Maybe 5. But then you get like to know their faces, and when you're riding randomly, you bump into them. It's kind of nice. Not a lot of females, but a few show up. I'd say there's usually at least, my guess would be always 1, but on average I'd say 2 show up every time. You're like, where do you get these statistics from if you've only been there like 4 or 5 times? Well, that's where I get them from, those 4 or 5 times. A little bit of talking too, of course, chatting about it. It's free, of course. You don't need to sign up either, you can show up. I don't have Facebook, but that's usually where they talk. Facebook group. I've been without Facebook for maybe a month and a half now, and I don't miss it at all. Not one bit. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I wonder what's going on around here, and I kind of miss it that way. But then I think about it, I'm like, I never hooked up with any of those groups anyways, even when I did have it. So now what I find myself doing is just getting out there. All right, I'm here. Who wants to ride? I've also been looking at that Meetup app. And, ooh, oh, shoot. Now, is this the path or not? I don't think it is. The shortcut? Ah, crap. Strava, help me out. Where am I? I think it is. I think that's the path. Let's try Google. Hopefully you guys can see this too. Sometimes Google's my friend, and sometimes not. All right. Damn it, we'll take it. I'll know pretty quick if it's the right one. It's not the right one. It is not. There's no way this is the one. What I'm talking about? No, this ain't it. I'm going back. Ugh, my seat's too high. The one that I'm looking for is a little steeper. So onward we go. No harm in that. Oh yeah. I have a serious question. Well, maybe my head shrank when I lost weight, or maybe the helmet just stretched. Does your head shrink when you lose weight? I bet it does, just slightly. Just enough to piss me off on this helmet. It's like it just covers the top part of my eyes because it falls forward. And it's annoying. I'm gonna cry like a baby, aren't I? Boy, am I looking forward to that BMX track. Ah! Mosquito! Ah! That's motivation to get the heck out of here. Ooh. It's not worth it, mosquito. You're gonna die. I'm glad they didn't evolve into making it not so it doesn't feel anything. I guess you don't feel it till it's too late anyways. Wonder why that is. Like, what was the evolutionary benefit of making it kind of sting or tickle right afterwards or during? Not very stealthy. I'll never make it in the real mountains at this rate. Here's that shortcut I was looking for. They made a sign. That's new. I'm beat. All right, almost there. Oh. It feels like you can pedal laterally, like sideways almost. Like on the upswing, since I'm not like clipped in, I can't actually pull it upward. But it feels like you gain a little bit because you're gripping more. I'm only on mile 4. Hurting a little bit. I've been meaning to do this run. The last time I ran out of SD card space. I was like, what the heck? I thought it was the battery, but it wasn't. I was doing good on time that day too. Oh well. It's always something, huh? Right through the middle. It'll dry. It'll dry. Oh, get a little darker. A little darker and a little rootier. I admit I am tired right now. Taking my sweet time. little bit of a hike. Hell, I might take a break at the halfway point. Kind of have to anyways. Because I have to change the battery. Whew. All right. Let's try this thing. Let's see if I eat some shit or not. Huh. Pure luck. All right. I think we're close to the halfway point. Time for some water. Helmets are required. But to be honest, it's so flat. Ah, got bit by something. Uh-oh. Guess it's that time. With all the heat, I feel like taking it off, but the biggest aggravation is the size. It simply falls off my head, no matter how tight I try. So I need to get a new helmet. All right, I'm gonna stop, get my light on, change the battery. I don't really need to stop to put my light on. It's just on my helmet already. I'm carrying the magic shine light, and whew. All right. Phew. Let's see if I can eat shit on this thing or not. Oh crap, it didn't go down. Oh shit. Well, that's not good. Oh well. I didn't go far enough up. Anyways, I'm not gonna show you the BMX track, but it is here, and it is pretty cool. I'm not showing it because it's gonna be dark anyways. I'll do a separate video like just that, and the shortcut to get there. Phew. All right, so that's mile marker, I don't know, 10. About 3 miles to go. There's 11 right there, okay. So 11, 12, and 13, so 3 miles. Three miles of pure pleasure. I hope they go by fast. They will. There are definitely snakes out here too. I love drinking the water I bring because I feel like whenever I do that, it takes a little bit of a load off my back. And of course, it's good for you. Beautiful out here though. With my recording equipment, the GoPro and the DJI mic, what I like is a little red LED indicator. It tells me it's on and recording. I can look down and see it. But on the other side of things, when I had the GoPro on top of the helmet, I went rafting once and I was like, well shoot, I don't know if it's on or off. Well, set it so that the beeps happen loud, and what I realized was turning it on and shutting it off have two different beep signals, patterns anyways. So when you press the button, you can't see it, but you can hear it beep, 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 or whatever the heck it is, and you know it's recording. And then, like for example, it shut off because the battery, stupid, left it on and not charged when I went, so I got 10% battery on it, but it gives you a different beep signal on turn off. Sounds like an easy tip, but it's super useful to know. I mean, if you can't see and you're about to jump off a plane or you're about to go rafting, it's nice to know whether or not you're recording or not. Because you could hook it up to your phone and do all that, but I don't do that because my helmet, because all that stuff takes up battery power. Something seems like my light is not angled right or something. Oh, now it's on there. Let's see if I'm on the most powerful setting or not. Yep. I love this little light. It's been good. I haven't used it much, but when I do, I'm glad I have it. I tried my old light in comparison. Oh my God, I can't even believe I rode with that thing. But to be truly honest, I think I'm gonna get another one, a second one, for my bars. Because I mean, this is not bad for this type of riding. But if I'm going to some real stuff, you know, I want it to be a little brighter and wider. So I thought about getting the same exact light, but I don't know, because I kind of want something wider. And this is the one street you gotta cross. Mile 12. 2 miles. Now, I didn't do 12 miles because I skipped about a mile and a 6 or 1.6 miles. So I think by the time we're done, we'll get at about 11 point something here today. My butt's starting to hurt. My butt, my back, my wrists, getting old. Yeah, I'll get another light. Can't hurt. Maybe with the second light I can maybe beam this a little bit more forward. Yay! Oh, this little downhill's, it's a nice, sweet gift. I feel super heavy today. I think it's the combination of being wet out here, out of shape, and dark. I love this bladder bag. It forces you to drink. Like, oh, it's right there. I guess I'll drink. I love water. Don't get me wrong. And sometimes if it's just not perfectly available for me, I don't drink it enough. Like, oh, you mean I gotta pour it into a cup? Oh, that's hard. And you know what else? I'm not a big fan of super cold water. Once in a blue moon, yeah. But I like it just a hair under room temperature. Oh, you can guzzle it. I guess you can hear the alligators sometimes. They talk or something. I'll have to try this with the GoPro on my helmet next time. I am now at a snail's pace because I just don't care. Oh, that was a frog, I hope. Now, I haven't run over a frog yet, but I've seen people do that. Oh, there's another frog. Definitely seen frogs being run over, and it's kind of sad. Kind of feel love for the frog a little bit, but the fact that it's a kind of a bad death, like getting squished by a tire, because you know they're not going to die right off the bat. It's going to be a slow, painful one. Then of course they'll probably get eaten by something else. Not to be morbid or anything. My goodness, what is wrong with me? Why am I so tired? I'll tell you what, I am definitely 100% going to the gym tomorrow. Sometimes I get scared by shadows or by dark images in the woods, Blair Witch style. It reminds me, it is kind of dark out. I didn't realize how dark it was. I'm glad that you got to see the footage during the day and at night for this. Kill two birds with one stone. So I plan on posting blogs about these trails. I'm not the best rider, but I want to add things that are like not usually shown. So it's like, how do I get here? What's the GPS coordinates? What's the name of the trail on Strava or on All Trails? I'll post all that stuff. I try to talk about it during the ride a little bit, but it'll be easier once I post it. I'm at mile 13. I think most people might click on this and skip it. Maybe they'll find the link to the blog in the descriptions or whatever. But I'm guessing that somebody's going to be clicking on this stuff and just hitting play, dozing off, sleeping through it. I couldn't imagine watching a whole video on this. So the video is more for, all right, here's the video if you want it, if you really want it. Zip through it 2x speed. But the main point is get to the blog so you can find out where to get here, how to get here, things like that. Oh. Maybe I'll post my stats so you can be like, oh, I'm like double the speed of this guy. So it'll only take me 30 minutes. Whew. I don't know. I'm ready for the home stretch though. So many frogs. Hope I didn't jinx myself. I don't want frog juice on me either. Jeez, that's a little slick. Sandy. I was trying to drink with one hand. All right, enough's enough. Let's get done with this thing. Ugh. A muddy ender. Oh, my back hurts. I wonder if some spiders purposely weave a web where they know like a biker's gonna come through so that they can get a hitch a ride for like a long distance, get out of their spot. You know, oh, I almost ran over a frog. Big boy too. I hope an alligator doesn't come out and grab me. If it does, I hope somebody finds this GoPro. At least I can watch something. Get something out of it. Well, this is the home stretch. Clear path. Just gotta figure out how to drive straight and hit less grass. The guys that I ride with can stay on this thing and they haul. I mean, they just book it. I'm like, oh yeah, here's a turn. Oh, then I have to go all that way. All these alligators. Ah. All right, I can see the end. I can see the end. If we're lucky, I guess we could spot an alligator for you. They're definitely in here. Oh yeah. Oh, drive straight, why don't I? And we're back on the road. Oh yeah, I feel it. Hey. Yeah, just getting done now.